Just a quick recap on what we discussed about the filter functions like all selected, all except. The all function, even remove filter I have demonstrated in the last session. The all function is helpful to remove all the filters, okay? And it disregards both the internal filter and external filter, and all selected. It obeys the external filter, but it disregards the internal filter. In the case of matrix, right, the row level filters were ignored, but it was still obeying the external filter, okay? And all except function, it removes all the columns filter except the column which you mentioned it here. And remove filter, like all function, it removes all the filter from your table or a column or the specified columns, okay, like all function. The difference between all and remove filter is more or less same, but only difference is with all function, you can modify the filter context. Remove filter also the same thing. You can remove the filter, okay? You can remove the filter using all and remove filter function, but only difference is all function. With all function, you can duplicate a table. You can create a clone of a table. For example, you have a table A. You want to copy the entire table's data, including the columns, right, to another table. That is possible with all function. Inside the all function, if you specify the table name, on the left side of your table function, if you specify any variable name, for example, table B is equivalent to all of table A, the table V will contain, because the all function returns entire tables data and the columns, right? So in that case, the values, the table records and the columns returned by the all function will be get copied to your table B. So the all function, with all function, you can create a clone of a table. And also with all function remove filter function, you can disregard or remove the filters that comes both external as well as the internal. Okay, then why they kept remove filter? But with remove filter, you cannot clone a table like all function. This is for shorthand syntax. They've used this one, but again, the remove filter is meant for this one is kind of a syntax sugar. Okay, to understand very clearly remove filter what it does. For that purpose, they use it. And next one is the keep filter function. Okay, the keep filter function, what it does, we will take a look at now. It modifies how filters are applied while evaluating calculate or calculate table. Key filters inside the thing, you need to specify the expression here. Okay. For example, I'm going to use the thing like this. 1 second. I will go back to my Power BI desktop. And here, did I use the keep filter? No. What I am going to do is I just move this up. Let me do one thing. I will just go back to the previous example which I have demonstrated. Let me do one thing. In the last session, we have used okay, let me do one thing. In this case, I have explained to all except, right? All except, and yeah, remove filter, I did not show you. What I will do is I'll just go to the all except measure. It is available under sales analytics measure. Okay, yeah, it is available under here. And all except measure here. Yeah, filter function, I used it in Bangalore. Okay, and BLO sales. Okay. And now what I do is I will show you the 1 second. I will just use the all function. In this case, let me do one thing. I'll just select the total sales. Here the table name is different, but here we are using sales fact table. I'm going to create a new measure. Or here remove filter measure. Remember that we are using the sales fact table in this case. Okay, don't mix different tables. Here in the visual, you are using, say, let's say you are using sales W04, and whereas you are using sales fact, it will throw an error. Okay, and the location name. 1 second, let me just check. Okay, remove filter. Yeah, this one, look here in this case, it should be part of my this table, right? Let me do one thing. I just click on it here. It's supposed to show that thing. Okay, anyhow, I will just leave it as it is. Let me just, the location name is sales fact. Okay. Location name is available in this table itself. Okay, what it shows is all these, including the blank, right? Whatever the records are there, it shows this one. Okay, for example, if I select the blank also along with this one, or let me remove the filter. I'm going to remove everything. And the remove filter class, all except, and what is the total sales 1M? Total sales M. See, this is what the problem. Here I have used total sales one. No, yeah, in this case, total sales one, not the total sales one. Yes, total sales one. Yeah, sales fact. And this is the one gives me the sum of this one. Okay, that is what it shows. And here I did not use all function. Okay, let me use the all function also here. Here I removed the all function. 1 second, let me just use the all measure where I use the all thing, right? And okay, what I will do is I will just use the remove filter measure. I just click on it. Look here. Here I'm going to see this one I created now, but mistakenly it went and got assigned here. I moved this newly created measure, remove filter measure to the retail sales analytics measures table. Okay, this is fine. And I just copy this one here. Since I could not find the all function, the all function removes all the filter. That is what we discussed. I just clicked on the new measure. all function in the sales fact table, what I am going to do is I am going to select. Okay, in this case, the yeah, I'm going to remove the filter from. Okay, sales fact. The location name, right? I'm going to use the sales fact table, the location name. Any filter comes from location name. For example, if I select anything here, it will not affect the totals. It gives me the total sales for all the location, irrespective of the measure that I selected. And I'm going to go ahead here and modeling. It is not showing the table here. Okay, I'm going to hit this tick mark. It will get executed. In case of any error, it will throw it here. Okay. 226, no, 2 million. I don't think so. It has that much data in it. Let me see. Maybe I have put some value here. All measure for total sales. All measure for total sales. Yeah, it went. Yeah. Yes, it is giving the correct answer. Okay. So if I select only the Chennai and Mumbai, still it shows the all the 4 locations, including the blank. It gives me the total sales. Okay. But Chennai and Mumbai alone, it displays here the location name, right? Since location name is the first column, what happens is for Chennai, the total sales is the sum of sales amount, okay, on the fact table, okay, fact table column, sales fact table, you have something called sales amount column. In Chennai, it gives me the breakup of sales. See here, what happened? In this case, it obeys the external filter. Only Chennai and Mumbai, it gives me the total. And if you see here, both put together, what is the total sales it gives me, okay? Only for this 2 location, what is the total sales? If I clear this selection, and here it gives me for like, let me do one thing. There is something wrong here. Total sales 1. Let me do one thing. Total sales 1. And if I select this one, and here total sales 1 is M, right? Okay, this is the one it gives me. This is what the confusion here. It gives me everything. Did I apply any other filter? Nothing, right? Bangalore sales measure, I'm going to remove it for the time being. We will just compare only the 2 all and this one, okay? But here it shows different. I think this is the one should come here. Where is the confusion? Remove filter measure. Total sales 1M. Yeah, this is the one is correct. Sum of sales fact, sales amount, total sales 1M. Yes, it is correct. And in the case of all function, all measure will all measure for total sales. Here, total sales and location name. I'm removing all the filter on the location name. And then it gives me this one, okay? And supposing when I select Chennai and Mumbai, it gives me Chennai and Mumbai, 4,13,000. And it gives me the overall sales, right? 2,26,000. Sorry, 2,026,000. We don't see any such big value. Let me just see where the mistake. I'll just go back here and we will check where the problem is. I'm going to clear this now. And in this case, the sales fact table, if you look at here, and I just go here and the total sales amount. We have something called sales amount. Yeah, and the sales amount, look here, 1,80,000, 1,80,000, and 18,000, 3,60,000. We don't see any big value here, right? So let me just go and see, do we have any filter applied on this? This is painful thing. Here, there is no option to clear all the filters in one shot for all the columns. Okay, ideally they could have given it here. Okay, can you notice it here? Total sales 1M. I should have used it, right? I've used something wrong here. Okay, and here location mean all measure. Total sales is for something else, for other table. Look here, yes. Now it shows, look here, now it is correct. Troubleshooting is very much important. When you create total sales for two different tables within your report, make sure that you are using the proper measure. Instead of total sales 1M, I have used the total. That total sales was on other table, right? So now this issue got fixed. Okay, and the same issue is with the remove filter. And here we go and rename it. I press enter. And both of their functionalities are seen in one way. It removes both of them, removes the filters, both the internal filters and then external filter. For example, if I select Bangalore and Mumbai, all the location put together, including the blank, this is some missing values are there, ignore that. Okay. All these locations put together, what the total says, right? The filter which comes from the row, that is not applied here in both the cases. But whereas in the case of Bangalore, right, in this column, the filter comes from the Bangalore, right? It is applied here. So out of this totals is how much sales we made in. It gives me the breakup for these two locations out of this total sales, because the default filter context is row level here. But the same row level filter is not applied on these two columns, because in these two measures, we have used the all function as well as the row remove filter. Both of them simply ignores any filters comes in the row level, column level, external filters. It ignores that. So now if I clear the filter, it will show all the locations put together. What this is, right? If you click on the eraser icon, it shows all the things. 4,56,149. Yes, that is, now it is correct. I fixed this issue. Okay. And I just put here the all and this I modified. Okay, I will neatly give some meaningful name and then share it. Last week I shared that file to you all. Okay, I believe all of you practiced it. Okay, we are done, right? So now all the confusions were over because we have used the wrong measure inside it, and still it works, right? You need to be a bit cautious. Next one is the all selected. All selected also we have used it already. Look here, in this case, sales W04 is there. And this one is supposed to be moved to your sales analytics measure. This is for sales W04. What I will do is I will select another all selected. I think this one is for, okay, we have two all selected functions, right? Okay. I'm going to use this one to demonstrate with this fact sales table, sales fact table. So I'm going to create a new measure. Okay, why create a new measure? We have duplicated one here. I'm going to use sales 1 M. No, this is the one. Always you select it from here. Don't type it. You might tend to make a mistake. Okay. Okay. This one I used in the text, right? That is what it shows. That is not a separate measure. See, all selected. I just take this one and then I just go here and then I create a new measure. Okay. Because we are using sales fact table, not the sales W04. In this case, I'll give something, sales fact is the table name. Okay, you just think that way. And then all selected sales fact table. Sales fact table. And here I'm going to specify the location name. Okay. I'm going to press enter. I'm going to click on this again because I want to move this to my retail sales analytics measures table. So that later point in time, you can go and refer. This is for sales fact table. Okay. Sales analytics for W04, sales W04 table. And now I just move this and drop it here. Now you tell me what is the difference between all selected function. I'm not going to ask remove because all and remove are more or less same when it comes to the filter modification. Here also it looks same, but for example, if I select the any value here, right, a specific value for Bangalore and Mumbai, it applies the filter for this measure, sorry, the matrix. Only Bangalore and Mumbai values total sales breakdown, it shows here. And in this case, as usual, the total, the remove filter all values, it is not budging. It still shows all this location put together, whatever the sales, right? It displays this across the rows. And in the case of all selected, what happens is the all selected function, it obeys the external filter, but it ignores the row level filter that comes internally. Instead, it displays the locations that are visible here, right? For the total sales for the visible locations, it repeats it across the rows. For Bangalore and Mumbai put together, what is the total sales? It repeats, but whereas the row level breakdown, right, filter is not applied. This one, all the location put together, whatever the sales, irrespective of the filter, row level filter and slicer filters, it is not obeying it. It disregards it. It gives the total sales. Okay. But whereas here also it gives the total sales, it repeated the total sales, but only for the locations that are visible here. For that visible location, what the total is, that is the one it displaying it. That means the row level filter was not applied here, right? But for the visible total value got repeated across the rows. That means the all selected function, it respects the external filter, but it is not respecting the internal filter. Got it? Okay, we are done with this. Next one is I'm going to remove this one. I don't know why I use this. I will remove this. We'll tidy up now itself. And we discussed about all except, right? All except we discussed it. All except it remove all the filters, all the filters coming from the table, except the column which you mentioned it, right? It is applying the filter, row level filter, it obeys. Okay, in this case, okay. But in this case, what happens? We have used the filter criterion, okay, and the sales fact table location is equivalent to Bangalore. I mentioned it. Hence, the Bangalore sales value only displayed along with this. For example, if I select Chennai and not the Bangalore and Mumbai. Chennai and Mumbai, it shows the value, but whereas the all except, it is not showing anything. Okay. And if I select along with this the Bangalore, and it gives me the total, it's kind of comparing the value next to each other. Okay, so that is what you can use it here. Okay, and if I unselected it, you can see if I unselect it, you can just compare it. That's all. Okay, and this is the kind of situation. Okay, let me do one thing. All except, let me do that. All except. Okay, all except measure BLR sales. If you over the cursor, yeah, this is the one I used it here. Sales fact location. I'll move this one also to my retail sales analytics measure. Yeah, sales fact location name equal to Bangalore. In this case, let me do one thing. Instead of using the filter function, I will use only the Boolean filter here. Okay. When you use a Boolean filter, what happens? The Bangalore sales display it along with this. And for example, if I select Chennai and Mumbai, yeah, so ideally, we can use the Boolean filter. In this case, Chennai and Mumbai, it gives me the breakdown of the sales. Along with that, it gives me the total sales we made in Bangalore sales displays along with that. So with that, if you want to compare, irrespective of the location you selected, along with that, if you want to compare the total sales of the Bangalore, right? This is very much helpful. In that kind of scenario, this is very much helpful. Okay. This all measure, all selected are very much helpful to compute the ratio of sales or something like that. Okay. Next one is the keep filter. We have something else called keep filter. And I'm going to click on this now. I just copy paste this. I'm going to close this one. And I go to the modeling ribbon and I'm going to click on the new measure. So keep filter function is helpful if you want to perform calculations while preserving the existing filters on other columns also, right? In that kind of situation, the keep filters is very much helpful. Let me give a demo so that you'll be able to understand. Okay, instead of theory. And here the calculate function. Okay, here what I do is I use the keep filters. Function inside of this, if I specify it. No, not here. Okay, and I'm going to press enter. This time, let me do one thing. Where is the key filter? Okay, it got assigned here correctly. I will duplicate this table because you need to scroll towards. We will keep only the retain. The relevant thing. Okay, I'm going to remove the remove filter and all selected. Let it be there. I just move the keep filter here along with this. Okay. The keep filter, if I see here, right? The keep filter, and if you compare it with the all except location name equal to Bangalore, Boolean filter, I used it. Even in the case of keep filter, I've used the Boolean expression Bangalore. Okay. But in the case of all except the location column, right? Let's talk, so except the location column. it will remove the filter. That means it will, one second, the all except function, what happens is, it removes the filter from all the columns except the column which you are going to use it. Let me just show you here. What is the all except measure BLR, right? All except measure BLR sales. Yes, in this case, it's like location name. All okay. Here I did not use all except. Okay, man. Okay, all except. Sales fact, comma, the location name. Okay, I will do one thing. I'll just remove it here. Okay. Oh, that's the problem here, right? There I simply use the Boolean expression. That's the mistake. One second. Let us see what happens here. All except measure Bangalore sales. Okay, it should give me the filtered one, right? Yeah, that's what I was wondering. See, all except what it does is except the location name. If any filter comes from the rest of the columns, it ignores it. So in this case, the location name column, look at the location name, Bangalore, Mumbai, Chennai, right? It gives me the same value as the total sales. Okay, it gives me the breakdown of the total sales across the location. It gives me, even in the case of all except. Okay, and here I've used the key filter now, and if you see the key filter, what happens in the case of key filter, you can use Bangalore. In this case, I filtered based on the Bangalore column only. Okay, so in this case, whenever you select Bangalore, it will display the value related to Bangalore. Okay, and if you select, for example, if you unselect this one, it will not display anything here. Okay, if you select anything Bangalore along with this, it will display the Bangalore related breakdown only here. Okay, total sales. So along with other locations, if you want to compare the Bangalore, right, you can see it here. The classic example is if you use the you try with the category column. Okay, we have dim category table. When you use the category column here, right, let's say you have different categories. In each category, what is the breakdown here in Bangalore, right? It gives you that one. For example, let me just see here if I have used the category table. That is the classic use case. I did not use category column. I will import the category column now. Yeah, I'll just use the dim category. This is one painful thing. Okay, I'll just directly go to the transform data. I will promote the first row as a column header. Okay, that is one problem with this. Let me do one thing. I'll just go to the transform data, and currently we are in, this is the one, right? I just select this one as use first row as it is, and without fail, I just rename it as a dim category. The reason why I did not give proper naming convention for the files in the real world scenario, you will not get the proper file naming convention for the subsheet also. Okay. In this case, I'm going to remove the, okay, I'll go and check whether the relationship got created correctly or not. And okay, let me go here and dim category, and I just move this towards the left side, and This is a snowflake schema, right? The dim category table was not directly linked with this one, okay? And in this case, if I go over here, and when I select the first column as the category column here, so now you can understand the difference. All except gives me the total sales across the rows, okay? And in this case, because the measure we have used the location name, right? Let me just go here. Look at this time, this is very much helpful. All except measure. We need to change the column name here. Instead of location name, I'm going to say category. Superb, right? This is the classic example. And keep filter measure. Also, I will, instead of the location name, I'm going to use the category name. Yes, Rupa. Okay, sorry. Okay. And so you can use different columns. See, in the real world scenario, they will not expect you to use the category column for all the visual, right? Dim category, comma. Yeah, in the case of this one, column, keep filters, just all except you need to specify the table name. The first argument as your table name. But if you see here, right, it is throwing an error. Okay, let me just click on this, keep see visuals. And my calculation in measure retail sales and keep filter measure cannot convert the value beverage of type text to type true or false. Okay, here you need to use the Boolean condition. Category is equivalent to what was the category here? This one, right? Appliances. Okay, what I will do is I will just go over here and then I'll remove the keep filter measure. That is the one causing the problem. We'll go and check it here manually. Okay, in the keep filters, you need to use the column name. Keep filters function dim category. Okay, in the dim category, we have something called beverages or dairy, right? Here, okay, here I put the parenthesis. That's the problem here. Okay, category is equal to appliances. Correct only. Now it is correct. It should have thrown an error that time. Keep filters, yes, is equivalent to. Okay, but the calculate function, we need one more, right? One more parenthesis. 1 second. I missed out the additional parenthesis. Give me a second. Oh, it put the thing automatically. Very good. Okay. And now if I select this one, already this visual got selected. If you all you need to just click on this thing here. That's all. And if you see here, the appliances, we don't have appliances, beverages. I should have used something like beverages. Or let me use dairy. Okay. There is no category by the name of appliances. Dairy is there. I'll put dairy here. The key filter function, what it does, it preserves the existing filters on other rows, right? Dairy, right? Other rows and columns. It obeys the external filter. Let me do one thing. Okay, I will remove this one. We will use the category slicer. In the slicer, I'm going to remove this one also. And here, I'm going to select the category column. from my dim category table. Okay. And here I'm going to do this one. I just reduce it. And here I'm going to select beverages and personal care and frozen foods and dairy. So now you understood the difference between all except and keep filter. The keep filter function is helpful if you want to perform calculations while preserving the existing filters. See, the existing filter is dairy, right? You've used the existing filters dairy in this measure, right? It calculates, it performs the calculations while preserving the existing filter on other columns, right? It on other columns. So it obeys this one and it gives me this one. Okay. For example, if I don't select the dairy here, since you did not select it here, it is obeys that one. Okay. It simply obeys the external filter. And if you select dairy, okay, and it preserves the filter. Okay. But rest of them, here you don't see any dairy related sales. It displays only that one. Okay. And here the all except removes all the filter except the category column. Okay. That means the all except functions obeys both the internal and external filter. Okay. Let me do one thing. Bangalore, Chennai. So now in this case, you might be asking this question. So both of them are doing the good same thing. Why should I have the all except measure? So what we will do is all except measure. And let me see if we can add any conditions here. Dim category is equivalent to this one, dairy. Let us try. No, it is not allowing any filter. See, the syntax for this one is like this. You need to specify the table name and then the column name. That's all. You can specify the column 1, column 2, that's all. But here you cannot use the filter condition. Okay. But in the, let me do all except, right? Let me do one thing. Will that work? The calculate function, the first argument is your expression. In this case, this is your sum of sales. Dim category equal to dairy and all except. Okay. In this case, if you want to display the dairy total, irrespective of the selection that you make it here. Okay, I don't know why I selected this thing. My God, I made a mistake here. Sorry. So okay, I will remove this one because if you select that one also get filtered. I'll remove that. Okay, now you will get some clarity. Okay, now in beverages, dairy, frozen foods. So in dairy, since I've used in the all except the calculate, right? In the calculate, I use the filter category equal to dairy, comma, all except this one. So that means you obey the internal filter, but for this, what happens? The calculate function, right? It overrides the existing filter, right? This is a little bit different, right? It's a very tricky one. And the rest of them, all measures. See, in this case, all measure. Okay, all measure. Why it is not displaying the total sales across the rows? 4,31,000. Yes, all measure. We did not select the category column, location column. We have used it. Here, I suppose you the dim category. So in the real world scenario, you're not going to work with a single table. The total sales, we did it on the sales fact table. Here, we are removing the filtering on the category column. Okay, I just press enter. I think extra square bracket is there here. Okay, it will throw an error. It is not having the code correction. And here the category for this one and for that one. Okay, press enter. Yes, it should work. remove the filter from everything. And now it gives me the all measure, gives me all these category put together. What is the total sales across the rows? It gives me, and the all selected also the same issue. Okay, and I just instead of location in. So what you do is you try with the combination of more than one column. Okay, in the first column use the category. Second column you can use the location. That is the assignment for you all. Okay, and in this case I'm going to remove this one, dim category and category. Okay, I'm going to remove this one, all selected. Ideally I should have given this as an assignment. Anyhow, since you are all new into this one, I'm doing this one. Okay, so in this case the key filters, whatever the the filter that used it here, right, or the dairy category equal to dairy, in this key filter function use that Boolean condition. In this case it preserves the row and column filters. Okay, it goes by this. Okay, and but for rest of the rows, right, it doesn't have, it is not the obeying this internal filter, right, because there is no matching value here. In this we have filtered explicitly the category equal to dairy, only the dairy category related value displays here. And if you see in the all except measure, this is a little bit different. Here you remove all the filters coming from the columns except the category column, right? So, but here along with that, I have used another filter condition, like where category equal to dairy. Supposing you want to understand out of each category, right? And what is the contribution of each category sales out of the dairy sales? Because in this case, the dairy sales is more, right? So each category out of the dairy category, how much percentage of sales we made. For that, you need to create another measure. You put it here. If they ask you something like that, in that kind of situation, this is very much helpful. This one, out of the total sales, all the category put together, display, right? In that case, 400 divided by this one. If you want to see each category sales out of the total sales, what is the percentage? In that case, all measure is helpful. For each sales, if you want to find out of the dairy sales, right, what is the contribution of each category sales? In that case, this is helpful. And all except what of the visible total for beverage, only for this is the total sales, right? 4,31,000. So out of this visible total sales for these four categories, what is the contribution of each and every category? You got it? And this one is to simply, it simply preserves the filters, existing filters on other columns. In the, it simply preserves the thing, right? So it basically, it allows us to isolate the impact of the new filters without affecting the existing filter context. It is simply isolating the impact of the new filters. What are the new filters? This one and the other filters. It simply isolates this one and then it gives you that. That is the difference between all the things. I explained you what each function does is all these functions are filter modification function. But the all except function is not a filter modification, but still, along with this, I've used another Boolean filter condition, right? In that case, it gives me like this. There is a use case like this, you can use this one also. I explained you the function of each function and also explained you the scenarios with the two different tables, sales W04. Sorry, sales W04. I did not discuss, sorry. I discussed with the location name column and then the category column. Okay. The category column is the best candidate to understand the functionality in detail. Next one is the table and filter function, add columns, lookup value related. Yes, it is already late. I understood Raji and Rupa. What we will do is from next week onwards, right? Next weekend, I will complete everything. Okay, I can assure you that. Please count on me. Okay, next weekend we'll